Okay, so hello and very good evening, everyone. I hope that everyone has joined who has their presentation today. So for today, please raise your hand if there is your presentation, or I also want to, I also want people to raise their hand if their presentation was skipped on Friday. For time purposes, we couldn't complete all the presentations scheduled on Friday, so we will take also take their presentation today. If your presentation was not done, please raise your hand. And if you are scheduled for today's date, then please raise your hand. I will go in order of raised hands. So first person is P. Pavan Kumar. Please turn your camera.
Hi, sir.
Yes, hello, very good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, start with your presentation then.
Okay, sir. So, is showing a host disable participate screen sharing. Yes, sir. It's showing, sir.
Please try again.
Okay, sir. I will try, sir. Sir, my screen is shared, sir.
Yes, your screen is visible.
And also PPT is also showing, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, can I start, sir?
Yes, please start.
Yes, sir. Good evening to all. I am from my name is Pavan Kumar. I am from Anantapur, and I'm currently studying in BTech final year in Multiple Technology and Science. Today, my topic is my task name is choosing the right Python web frameworks, and my project name is for overview of Python web frameworks. First of all, I'm going to content. The content is introduction of Python programming, and also Python web development, and what is Python frameworks, and what are the Python web frameworks works, and also explanation of Python frameworks. And coming to introduction of Python, sir. Python is a interpreted language and object oriented and high level programming language. With the semantic develop, it is developed by Guided Vano Resume, and it was released in 1991, sir. And Python is a computer programming language often used to build website and software, automatic tasks, and conduct data analysis. So the Python programming is as well as scripting language. It is free and completely open source. Um, uh, it is a high level data set. It is combined with dynamic typing and dynamic binding. It is also a general purpose programming language. Coming to fourth, Python is used for so many like web development and software development, game development, system scripting, develop website and software, task automation, data analysis, and data visualizations. Yes, sir. The Python web development. What is Python web development? Is one of the strongest reason behind the Python language's popularity. It is robot collections and Python frameworks and libraries. The Python web development is like the most powerful and productive framework, which help the functionalities like authorization, database connectivity, and CRUD, and handling payments, etc., etc., and web development. Coming to what is Python frameworks? Python frameworks is a collection of packages or modules that allow the developers to write the Python application and services. There are three types of the Python frameworks. That is micro Python, micro framework, asynchronous framework, and full stack frameworks. What are the Python web frameworks? The web frameworks there are so many, but I am writing in 1 to 6. That is Django, Flask, Fast API, and Web2 PY, and Bottle, and Cherry.py. Coming to Django, sir. Django is a popular open source full stack Python frameworks. Django uses ORM or ORM. Yeah, it's like object relational mapper to map project to database. These are main databases works on the Oracle. The Django is works on the Oracle and MySQL and also SQLite. Django it also works on the databases using third party drivers. Like it is nice and auto magic backend. It is follow the drive principle. It is don't repeat yourself. And database schema migration. So it is a object relational mapper. ORM means. And how to install in Python Django is yes, sir. First of all, Django can be installed easily using pips. In the command going to command prompt and to execute the following commands like pip install Django. This will be the download and install Django. After installation has completed, you can verify the Django installation by executing this one, sir. Like Django admin version, sir. Change it in Django. In Django, a.exe has been introduced to, and so use Django admin is a place of Django admin.py in the command prompts are going to. Coming to pros and cons. Django pros is it is a efficient code, it is a faster development, versatility and scalability, flexibility. And cons is it is not suitable for smaller projects. And design it models can have a no minimum, and they have the simplest inheritance. It is a lack of convention. Coming to use cases, Django use cases can trickly project of any sizes and capabilities we can use for simpler sites. Like a few example use cases would do like high load booking engines, so shopping platforms, so school management systems, so the etc. Built-in custom, so CRM systems for internal data. Coming to the design features, design features are here some more features of the design frameworks like URL routing, auto authentication, template engine, database scheme, migration, so and ORM object relation mappers, and more secure as compared to other frameworks. So coming to Flask, Flask is a micro framework of Python. It is a lightweight and easy adaptable to suit a developer needs. It is a Flask. It depends on WorkJuice, WSIG's toolkit and Jinja to templating. It is a HTTP handling, and it is no built-in ORM support. And it is very simple and used rotates. Coming to how to install in Flask. Previously, I said that Flask can be installed easily. You can using in command prompt pips. Use this command pip install Flask. It is after install pip Flask. You can verify the Flask installation like Flask admin.version. Flask is installed automatically with all dependencies. And Flask is pros and cons. The pros is Flask is a flexible and comfortable and scalable. It is a scalable. And the Flask allows unit testing. And the Flask is a very bigger, friendly, and it is a lightweight. And cons is Flask uses modules, so which is a third party involvement too, and it prompts to cause security branches. Like the models are between the frameworks and the developers. Coming to Flask use cases, it is advisable to use for high load expertise software. We can use the Flask comparison projects. It can help to get started quickly and does not work well when returning reload. So you can quickly implement Flask projects like e-commerce systems, so Facebook or Twitter bots, and online social media, so and static sites. The Flask features are here are some main features of the Flask framework. Like fast debugger, Unicode based built-in development server, HTTP request handling, WSGSA compliance, integrated support for unit testing, RESTful request dispatching, and secure cookies support. So ability to plug in any arms. Coming to Fast APIs. Fast APIs is a Python-based web development. It is a simple to use, and it is the document is clear to follow. And it is used to tech gained such as Microsoft to next Netflix and Orbers. And Fast API is a modern. It is a high performance web framework for building APIs. And the last but not least, Fast API is used to build modern web APIs. How to install an APIs? Finally, we can install the Fast API. Our project is starting using doubles. It can be installed easily using pubs in the command prompt and execute in the following command like pip install Fast API. And this will be the download and installed Fast API. You can verify that Fast API installation is Fast API admin management version. Coming to Fast API pros and cons, it is very fast. It is fewer bugs. It is intuitive and it is easy to execute, and it is short too. It is robust too and standard based. And coming to cons, because it is Pax is a relative new. It is a community is small compared to the other frameworks. Regardless of its details documentation, it is a very little external educational materials. Fast API is used to use cases. Coming to use cases, Fast API works perfectly if your concern is speed. And Netflix uses in the internal crisis management, it is also scales perfectly in developing productions ready missions learning models. It is also used in ML models. Works best in production when they are wrapped around the REST API and deployed in microservices. The Flask API feature. These are the unique features to Flask Fast APIs. The most popular in Python frameworks. It is a high performance, so fast to code. It is easy to understandable. It is minimal bugs, like small bugs, editor support, and minimal effort. So open standard. So it is fast to run and straightforward. It is a standard based. The conclusion is it is always wise to framework based on the what you want to use it. Design is perfect if you want to build a report full stack websites, because it is a several functionalities and work very well in the production. Flask means it is a deal of machine learning engineers or developers who want to quickly prototype a web application. It's build API easily and quickly, sir. And coming to Fast API is perfect if you are looking for speed or scalability. That's all, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, hello. So
Yes.
is there any kind of demonstration?
No, sir. Only explanation, only theory, sir.
Oh, okay. So you are not told to like create a small application to show the working or
No,
anything,
sir. No, sir.
or
I'm not
in
creating.
a video or something?
No, sir. I'm not creating anything, sir.
So, yeah, just asking for information. That is fine if that is your task.
Yes,
So
sir.
the explanation was really good. I would
Yes,
say
sir.
that. Okay, you have the proper introduction and everything. But
Yes, sir.
I would say when you have a task where you need to give a clear distinguish between the types of frameworks when we are choosing. That was your task, correct?
Yes, sir.
This was more like an introduction to each and every framework. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And less of a main distinguish between the frameworks. Okay.
Mm.
So give a proper context on task, like what your proper task is. You can't just say that this is the name of my task, this is I will. Okay, give a proper proper context and why I'm doing this thing. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes,
the
sir.
presentation I will be doing it, why I'm doing it, what is the main thing what I'm doing it. So do like 2 or 3 lines to give that explanation. That is the giving a proper context on your task. After that, when you have a clear distinguish between where you need to provide the distinguish, so make sure that you add some kind of table which shows the clear distinguish between each of the frameworks. Okay, because
Yes,
I
sir.
can see that after Python, I believe you give us the name of 6 different frameworks, but in your main PPT you have already included 3 frameworks.
Only, sir. SAR is given only 3 frameworks, sir. Design of Fast API, sir. Yes, sir.
So if it is like specified that we are only going to see on mainly on 3 frameworks, then you can easily like have a table to give a clear distinguish between the 3 frameworks. Okay,
Yes, yes, sir.
from your presentation, it is good thing that you are including it. that
sir.
is also necessary step to give proper introduction on each framework so that we
Yes,
can
sir.
understand the clear distinction between it. But
Yes, sir.
you all, I believe, forgot to add the main distinction between it, because I believe all the people who have listened to this PPT, I believe if I ask them what is the main fundamental difference between each of the three frameworks, if I tell anyone to just turn their cam on and tell me in one liner like what they understood from this PPT, that the fundamental differences between the three framework, I don't think anyone will be able to tell me unless they already know it. Okay, do you understand what I said? What is the fundamental difference between the three frameworks? Can you tell me if you want to explain to me in one or two, like some say like there are three frameworks, so three in three line. Tell me in three line what is the main fundamental difference between three frameworks. One line for each framework. Okay, so what is the main fundamental difference between Flask and Django?
I don't know that much idea in Django something.
That
I
much
can
is
say.
not thing.
Yes,
That
sir.
what is that much? It is the most fundamental one-liner thing that can be said in for that can come for like 1 mark MCQ in your exam. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so what will you say? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, then tell me one thing. Out of three framework, which one is the minimalistic?
Sir, could you please explain, sir?
Which one of the framework is minimalistic framework out of three?
Uh, Fast API, sir.
And what about Flask?
Sir,
What about Flask? Can you go on Google and check real quick? Is Flask a minimalistic framework?
sir. Flash is a micro framework, sir.
Okay,
Like, yes, sir.
and okay. So can you give a clear distinction between what is a micro and minimalistic framework?
I don't know, sir.
See, the thing is, your task was to give a clear distinction between
Yes, sir.
which framework we should choose. Okay.
Yes,
So
okay, sir.
when I'm saying which framework, what is the most fundamental thing I'm looking at? When I'm looking at that, suppose I have a product that I want to create. Okay. So let me give you three different products. So first project, we have got a product. Suppose we have got a project to create a product on say a chocolate company. Okay. Now
Yes,
the
sir.
chocolate company has 35 products. Okay. It's a chocolate company. They can be multiple flavors. Suppose there are 9 flavors for one chocolate, and there are multiple 7, 8 chocolates. So there are total 35 products.
Sir.
Now I want you to create a website where there will be a landing page for the chocolate company, which will tell about the chocolate company, then about the clients and the product. There will be checkout option to buy the chocolates, and there will be special option for wholesale retailer, so they can get it directly. And there will be also other miscellaneous sites which will tell like where to buy it, the different location, the maps and this. So which framework should I choose?
I like to choose fast API, sir. So
Okay.
yeah, it is just very fast and minimal bugs or something, sir.
Okay. So now, because I have 35 different product, okay,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes,
now
sir.
I will have when I said that, so there will be one admin, okay, the
Yes,
main
sir.
company, that they will be the admin who will add products in the database. Because when I'm saying 35 product a chocolate company is making, if they are making a website, that means they are doing well in their business.
Yes,
That is
sir.
why they are giving some money to us to create a website for them. So that means they will have more products. So in future there will also need to add new products in their database. Okay. And there
Sir.
are two different type of users who are buying it. One is wholesale retailer, and then there are individual users. Okay. So in that case, don't you think I should be using ORM method of the Django, object
Yes, sir.
relational method, which give me models to just manage entire thing on my Python only.
Yes, sir.
So should I use Django or Fast API? Because my website will be big, as I said. It is a really, really big website. Then which one?
Like I confused, sir.
Yeah, that is the thing. When you
Yes,
are
sir.
telling us about which framework to choose, though these are
Yes,
the
sir.
things that you need to care about. Okay. This introduction thing is necessary. It was necessary. You have done a really well job explaining it. You give a proper explanation on like features, the
Yes, sir.
installation product, the main introduction. That was a good thing. Okay, but I believe you forgot the main fundamental thing of your task.
Yes, sir.
That was to give a clear difference between it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but overall, what it was good. I would say that was
Okay,
a
sir.
good. If I would say like for the improvement purposes, the your explanation was good. Okay, I would say you covered everything.
Yes, sir.
Just like we like had something missing. That was the most fundamental difference of that. And
Yes, sir.
like example type thing that just like how I told you that we have a company, you could have like given us a scenario where you could have given us the ideal option to like choose which framework to go for which scenario. Then it would have been really easy. You didn't even have to add a table or something because you are already telling us that this kind of project is there, then we can use this framework. But we can also use other framework that, but they will require more work or more time to create it. And this is
Yes, sir.
making it really easy to do it, because when I'm looking, suppose I'm doing a e-commerce website, okay, so Django makes it really easy. Okay, but when I go to Flask, it will not, because there are Django like have inbuilt functionalities for it. That difference, if you could have like explained, then it would have been completely okay. But whatever you have given, it was good, I would say. Okay,
Okay, sir.
this take it as a learning example. Next time when you are doing it,
Yes,
make
sir.
sure to remember these things in mind.
And also, this is my first to task, so that's why I'm shivering, sir.
See, the first tag
Yes,
is
sir.
there, but my job is to like tell you what you are liking. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
like no one is perfect, not even I am perfect, because you don't know if I am really good,
Sir, I
or
don't
I
know.
would not claim that I'm
Yes, sir.
really good.
Yes,
But the
sir.
thing is like we should learn from it. Okay, because if I tell you this, then you will like keep in mind next time. It will be good
Okay,
for you.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so
Okay,
you
sir.
don't have to be nervous. See,
Mm.
there is a phobia of like talking on camera. When you are speaking in front of class or people, there is no like proper phobia. You can just overcome it. But camera makes it really difficult for some people to talk.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have to like overcome it. It can be overcome with the experience. Try some like have some pre-preparation at your home,
Yes,
then it
sir.
will be fine. Okay,
Okay, sir.
but whatever you have given, it was good.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your feedback, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your wonderful
Can I stop
presentation.
the sharing, sir?
Yes, please stop. I will now move to this person.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So next person is Pradeep Vishwakarma.
Sir, is my PPT is visible?
Yes,
Okay, sir. Sir, shall I start?
yes, you can start.
So, good evening, everyone. So, my name is Pradeep Vishwakarma, and my task is to implement the Kaiser Cheaper. So, let me start with the introduction. So, the introduction. So, why we are using Kaiser Cheaper? So, the main aim is to using Kaiser Cheaper is to encrypt the message and strategies of the military and militaries. So to hide the our message from the other person. So it is the Kaiser Cheaper who will move each character. Means if we have a character A, then we need to shift it with the given key alphabet in a certain number of characters in the right. Kaiser Cheaper has a key to represent by a number that the letter is shifted. Means Kaiser Cheaper has a key. So Kaiser Cheaper using the key encrypt the message. So I implementing two method for that. So first one is the encrypt. So in encryption, firstly we need to define a method with the name encrypt, and we need to take two then we need to reach each character, means uppercase or lowercase. So if the character is uppercase, so we need to apply some formula in
Your screen stopped sharing.
So during some network issue, there my screen got stuck.
Yeah.
So shall I start?
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, so I implement first encrypt method. So we need to define, so firstly we need to define a method with encrypt name, and we need to take two arguments in it. Like first one is a message and the next one is a key. So then we need to reach each character. Like if we have A, B, C, so we need to reach each character like A, then encrypt the A, then we need to go B, then encrypt B, then we need to go C and encrypt that. So first we check if the character is upper or lower. So I check the alphabet, then if character is upper, so we need to right shift, means we need to add a key with a given key and subtract 65 on it and add and find the reminder from 26, then add 65 on it, because when we are finding reminder from 26, so it will make a unknown character, so it is a not alphabet. So whenever we need to make alphabet, so we need to add 65 on it. So then we need to perform same task, but in as condition we are checking the character is lowercase. So if the character is lowercase, so we are following same step, but we are adding and subtracting 97 on it, because the ASCII value of the small letters is starting from 97. Then I implementing the decrypt method. So in decrypt method, I take two arguments in it, like first one is a string, the next one is the key, because we need to decrypt the message. So in decrypt, we are taking encrypted message in a form of string and a key from the Kaiser Cipher. So we need to reach a character. We are following that step which we are following in the encrypt form, but it is different. So we need to reach each character. We need a loop to each character. Like if we are already encrypting like ABC, so we need to subtract that key from it. So firstly we check the character is upper or lower. So if the character is upper, so we need to left shift, because when we are encrypting that string, so we are right shifting, but now we need to decrypt it, so we are left shifting on it. Then we are subtract 65 and add 26 on it, and find the reminder from 26, then add 65 on it. So if character is lower, so we need to left shift it with given key and subtract 97 and add 26 on it, and find reminder from 26 and add 97, and that make alphabet. Okay, this is an example of
Pradeep, sorry for disturbance. Your mic is like really low on volume. Can you increase the volume of your mic?
okay sir, sorry sir.
No, you are not audible now.
Sir, is I audible now?
It is too low, your volume.
Sir, now I am audible.
Yeah, now you're audible. Please start.
Okay, sir. Sir, here is an example of Kaiser Cipher. So I take like I have a string A B F A B A B. So I first I take the string A. Then we are using loop. We are travel each character like we have A. Okay, so we are adding a key that is provided by the user. So and add A on it, and it will make F. So now we have B or and a key, then B, C, D, E, F. Then we are going to G. Here I am taking key 6. So now we have an encrypted message FG. So now we are decrypting it. So for decryption, we are subtracting a key. Like if we have A, then subtracting it by 6. So we have character A, and G, we are subtracting a key, we have a character B. So what is the advantage of it? So we can send message in an encrypted form, like military vessels are use it for the encryption technique. Then it will enhance the security of the message. Encrypted military message and strategies. So here's the code of mine. So firstly, I take a class Kaiser Cipher. Then I make a method that name is encrypt. So here I am taking two arguments on it. Like first one is a message, the next one is a key. So here I am making a empty string for storing the encrypted message and returning it. So I using for loop to traverse each character of the string. So I using then I will check if the character is upper or lower using the ASCII value of a capital A and lower A. Okay. Then I am making a string using this formula. Like I traverse each character of ith location, then add a key, then subtract 65 on it and find the remainder of 26. It will make the non-character, and then we are adding 65, so it will make the encrypted character. Then same step I follow in lowercase, but I am here I am subtracting 97 on it and adding 97 on it. So then I return the value of s, that is our encrypted string. So this is my decrypted method. Here I am taking a string message. Like now we have the encrypted string, which we are storing in a main method. So we are passing the encrypted string and a key. And then we are making an empty string and follow and traverse each character of the string. Then we are checking the string, the character is upper or lower. If the character is upper, so we are we are traveling each character of a string, then we subtracting a key because we need to right shift it, then we are subtracting 65 on it and plus 26, then find the remainder from 26, then add 65. It will make the encrypted string. The in the lower case, I am using same formula, but subtracting 97 on it and adding 97 on it. So here is the main method of it. Here I take a string in s, that is a message, and a key in key. Then I pass the string and a key in encrypted function, encrypted method. Sorry, encrypted method. Encrypted method will return a string that is stored in our encrypted message. So encrypted message, I am showing encrypted message in this println method. So here is my encrypted message. Then I take that encrypted message in decrypted method and a key to decrypt the message. So here is my decrypted message. This is my flowchart of encrypted method. So for encryption, first we take a message and a key. Then we are checking character is upper or lower. So if character is upper, add key and subtract 97 and find the remainder. Then add 97, then end the program and return the value of the string, that is our encrypted string. But if the character is upper, so if condition is yes, then add 65, add a key and subtract 65 and find the remainder, then add 65 on it, then returning the encrypted string. Here is my flowchart of decrypted method. So here I am taking the message and the key. Then I check the character is upper or lower, because I use for loop to traverse each character of the string. So if character is upper, so I subtract a key and subtract 65 and find the remainder, then add 65. If character is lower, so subtract a key and subtract 97 and then find the remainder, then add 97 on it, then returning the encrypted string. So here is my output console. So here I am taking the encrypted string I am fine, and I am encrypt this string key, that is 6. Then it will encrypt the message OGSLOTK, like I become O, A become G, M become S, F become L, I become O, N become T, and E become K. Then I encrypt that message using that formula. Thank you. So, sir, can I show in a terminal window?
Yes, please start with demo.
Okay, sir. There is my terminal window is open.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, sir. So, let's see. Sorry. Okay, so here I may enter a string like hello. So then we are enter a key like we enter a key 4, then encrypted messages LIPPS like H become L by adding the key 4, then E become I, then L become P, and O become S. So then my encrypted message is hello. Here is the program. So thank you, sir. That's it.
Okay, so are you done?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it was good overall, I would say. Okay, you had proper flowchart and diagrams to explain everything. It was, I would say, the explanation part was really well done. Okay, but I would say that you could have merged the flowchart encryption and the textual encryption that you have. In one slide, you only have text for the encryption part where you are explaining it. Okay, you could have just merged that part to have some text so that users can like viewers can read and have a flow chart for your main explanation. That would, like, I believe, shorten your overall PPT length. Okay. Uh, Other than that, it was really well done. The demo was there. It was perfectly done. And overall, it was good, I would say. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay, you can stop your screen share. Now I'll move to next person. So next person is Shubhangini.
Am I visible, sir?
Yes.
Okay. I will share my screen, sir.
Yeah, please.
Is it visible?
Yeah.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Shubhangini Sonone. I'm from Python Developer Group, and my task name is Develop Hackveda Business Operations Scripts in Python, under which there are two tasks. First is Google Crawler for digital marketing, and second is sending email using Google SMTP using Python programming. So I'm starting with first task, Google Crawler for digital marketing. So first is what is Crawler? So Crawler is something which is used to gather the information from the public website. And the information or content which we get is either complete information or partial information. And also the information which we get is in the easy manageable format. Then next is what is Google Crawler? There are many search engines are used for for the crawling, but here in this task I am using Google for the crawling process. So there are millions of websites and web pages are available, but not all crawled by Google or any other search engines. The crawling of web pages or websites is depend on the, maybe it is volume of web pages, maybe it is bandwidth of websites, or how valuable your website is, and other things. Next point is Google crawling for digital marketing. So this is our main task. So first is how Google crawling benefit our business. So if we take the example of e-commerce, we can say to keep the updation on our competitors' asset pricing in their market field. It is very important. Like, this data is very important to take the business decisions regarding that. And in any business, we can say the data collection is very important. So to take the business decision, it is very important to use the Google crawling. And if I talk about the advantages, Then, as I earlier said, data collection is very important in any business. So we can say by using Google crawling, uh, we can automatically extract or gather the data. And if we go with manual, we can if we go with manual, it takes lots of time, or it is time consuming task, we can say. But if we go with the Google crawling, then it is automatically collect the data, it saves the time, and it is also saves the manual labor. And I'm showing you the code and execution. So this is Google crawling one. This is code. If I run it, and if I put like Python interviews here, it gives questions. These questions or this data, or we can say the content or information is crawled by Google from different websites. Here we give the two websites like Quora and Reddit. So this code only crowd the information from only that two websites. And this, we can say in another word, like this data or this is the data collection. This is for the data collection, which is used for our business, taking the business decisions. Next task is sending email using Google SMTP. So SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is a protocol which handles sending email and routing email between mail servers. There are three parameters in this. First is the sender, the receiver, and the message. The sender is a string of the address of sender. Then the receiver is the list of strings which recipient we want to send it, and the message which content or message we want to send to the receiver. Then next is three requirements which is used to send the mail by using SMTP. First is SMTP library, MIME, Google's Gmail service. So first I will start with SMTP library. So for this, we do not require any external library to download or import. SMTP library is come with the Python. We just need to import by using this import SMTP library command. Then second is MIME, stands for multipurpose internet mail extension, and we use MIME to make it more flexible. And using MIME header, we can store the sender and receiver information and some other details. Then Google's Gmail service. So we all know Gmail service is from the Google. So if we want to send the mail to anyone, it is required to set up some settings. Otherwise, our code may not work. So because the Google does not support the access from third-party apps, to allow the access, we need to set less secure app access settings in Google account. And if two-step verification is on, we cannot use the less secure access. So this taking care of two-step verification is very important. I will show you the code and execution. So this is the code. If I run it, it gives the message like mail sent. It gives the output. And if I go in my mail, Then it's send me the mail like information about internship. This is which I mention here, information about internship program, which is my subject. Here we can say, we can see, and if we go inside it, then we can see the contents of mail, which I mention here. Hello, sir and madam, which is exactly it is printed. So yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, so overall your presentation was good. I would say that in your PPT there was a lot of text. Okay, so
Okay.
next time when you are creating a PPT, try to have as less text as possible, because always remember, on one slide you can only have one paragraph. Okay,
Okay,
if
sir.
you want to add a paragraph. In ideal situation, you should only have point wise, and there should be like 6 points at most, and ideal is 4 points. The point should not take more than a half of the line. They should only take
Okay.
half line. Okay, each point. Other
Okay.
than that, your PPT was good, I would say. There was need of conclusion. You could have just gone ahead with everything that you have discussed in uh, 1 minute or 30 seconds. That would be good for conclusion slide. Other than that, I would say it was good. Your demonstration was good and everything. So overall, I would say it was a good. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for your feedback.
Yeah. Thank you. So I will now move to next question. That is Talluri issue.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Very good evening. Please start with your presentation.
Sir, is it useful?
Yeah, it is visible now. Start.
Sir, this is software requirement specification. Here in our task, they have mentioned only document preparation. This can I show as a presentation or no need to show this as a presentation? I have a doubt. Hello?
So, did you click on schedule a presentation?
What, sir?
Schedule a presentation. Did you click on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you must have had some thought when you clicked on schedule a presentation, right?
Yes, sir. Schedule presentation, I have clicked, but it came for presentation of JavaScript, sir. I have got the task by today only.
JavaScript.
Yes, sir.
It happened again for you, like last time also was same.
Yes, sir. Last time, yes, sir. I have mentioned last time also. Last time presentation was scheduled this
Okay.
topic.
See, there is no problem, but you clicked on schedule presentation. When did you click on schedule
Please
presentation?
repeat it.
When did you schedule?
March 10, sir.
March 10. When you clicked on it, you scheduled for this task, right?
Yes, sir.
So you must have had something prepared when you clicked on schedule presentation, right?
Sir, 1 minute. Hello, sir, is it audible?
Yeah. So when you clicked on schedule a presentation, you must have prepared some kind of presentation, right?
Yes, sir. I have prepared this one.
So you would like to give a presentation from this PDF file.
Yes, sir.
So that is completely up to you how you would like to give. Okay.
What, sir?
That is up to you. You can give it in PDF.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir.
Please start.
This is a continuation for task 2. In task 2, we have understand the client's requirement specification for doctor's appointment and trust minds. Here, software requirement specification for TM web application. The introduction of this task is a document that describes the software will do and how it will expected to perform. In this, here I have written the purpose of this task and scope. And the stakeholders of this task are patients, doctors, and chiefs. For patients, it allows book an appointment and fill required details. For doctors, allows the doctor to study, report, and collaborate with the patients. And chiefs allows chiefs to collaborate with doctors and patients to prepare personalized diet food with ensure patients' health. And in third point, I have noted functional requirements like patient appointment, diet plan, patient's record management. Like when patient take an appointment for doctor, what are by getting the minimum details of the patient and diet plan according to the patient, like if, what he want to eat, like that, all will be in the app. Patient record management, maintaining the record of a patient history and data. Non-functional requirements like security and performance, and patient evaluation, customized diet plan, security, performance, and usability. Like customized diet plan, this application must be provided doctors with the ability to create customized diet plan based on patient medical conditions. Like the app performance means the app should be able to handle large number of patients' data. The patients may be log into the app, and here are some possible use case scenario for the web applications. Doctor evaluates patients and creates diet plan. Like after filling the doctor's appointment page, the patient will give basic details about him, and after doctors evaluate that, and he will give some basic diet plan for that patient. And cooks prepare food based on diet plan. And for cooks, they will give some basic diet plan that will be needed for the patient. Doctor review patient records, admin management system, reporting and analyst, data requirement like user data. The web application must store user data, including usernames, password, and roles. Diet plan data. This web application must store diet plan data, including the list of foods, quantity, the meal schedule. Communication data. The web application must store communication data, include messages between doctors and patients, cooks. The data will be used to facilitate communication between users and ensure that everyone in the same page. And testing requirement, unit testing, system testing, and security testing. Unit testing is required to test individual units of codes such as functions and methods. And system testing is required to test the entire system as a whole, include the user interface, database, and other components. Security testing. The project timeline is planning and analysis, design and development, testing and quality assurance, development and maintenance. In planning and analysis, this phase involves understanding the requirement of web application, defining the scope, and creating the detailed project plan. This will take approx around 2 to 4 weeks. Design and development. This phase involves interface, creating the database scheme, and developing the code for web application. Testing and quality assurance. This phase involves web application identifying and fixing bugs, deployment and maintenance. This phase involves deploying the web application to a production environment and monitoring its performance. The conclusion of this is the web application is designed to transform manual hospital process into a digital method, providing better healthcare services to the patients. The application facilitates communication between doctors, patients, cooks, ensure that the patients receive the proper diet according to their medical conditions. That's it, sir. Like this is a continuation part from previous task. In previous task, I have mentioned all detailedly.
Sorry, what you have mentioned?
In previous task, it is continuation from previous task only, sir. Understanding clients' requirement and preparing the web application.
That was for TM master, and this is for TM
Web application.
Go to page number 1. I believe I have told you previously, this is not how you like give a presentation on this task. You have just like, read your document. I can do that. Okay. So you need to give a proper explanation, like why these things are needed. See, What have you written for what is a SRS document?
What's up?
So
Software
can you read
requirement
what is a
specification.
SRS document?
Software requirement specifications.
So what does it do?
Like what are the softwares required for developing TM web application?
So in explanation part, you need to explain why.
Okay.
The software, you must have listed some software, some techniques. So why? Okay. You forget that part. Okay. So I am not counting it, any explanation. Okay. So can you scroll down a little? See, you have this purpose and scope.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I believe you said that this is the purpose and this is the scope, and you skipped it at the start. And then you started explaining this part. Can you, yeah, this stakeholder. It should be other way around. You need to explain that process and like proper to give a proper context. This is the requirement. This is what we are told to do. This is the client requirement. Okay, the main client requirement. What was it? Explain that in abstract manner. Give a small introduction on that, and then go to stakeholder. Don't have proper explanation on the stakeholder like patient, doctor, chefs. We can understand what they are. What is a patient? What is a doctor? What is it?
What is
No need for the proper explanation. Okay. Why should be in the explanation part? Like why patient? Why doctor? Why chefs? Why like this TM master application or web application is important for them? Okay. Of course, they are like we are making it for them. That is why. Okay. And then for the functional requirement, go, can you scroll down for the functional patient appointment, diet plan, patient requirement. They should be properly explained what the requirement is. What is the requirement of patient record management? Okay. What we are going to include in it. You forgot all that part. See that you have written the explanation, provide doctor access to patient history, diagnosis, medicine, and other relevant data. What is other relevant data? You need to give some exposure on it or in your explanation part. You forget that. Okay, in your explanation. Then we have diet plan for doctor, women, doctor for non-functional security performance. Okay, security performance you added good, but give some kind of exposure how security wise it will be good.
like for
Patient,
taking an example?
yeah, simple example or just explain the requirement. This is the requirement, that is why it is good for the performance wise, security wise. Then go to requirement for high prior to patient evaluation. Give some proper information on patient evaluation, everything. Okay, don't just read it. Give a proper information from the requirement point of view. What your point of view says based on the requirement. Because see, when I'm saying create a web application for me, okay, so I'm telling you the requirement that I have chefs, I have patient, I have and then I have doctors. Okay, there are three parties.
Yes, sir.
Now you need to come up with a project that will be beneficial for me based on my requirement. Okay.
Requirements.
So all the functions will be defined by you. Everything will you will specify. You need to tell me what these are. What you have written is simply like I can say that it is a like there is a expand button in every website. You can expand and then read more, and then it will open up an entire thing. That is what it is. Like I have given you a requirement, I have clicked on read more, I got your document. That is how it is. Like this is how it should be, I would say, for your task. But from a presentation point of view, this is not the correct format. Okay, you need to give proper explanation on like what the requirement is, what is your thought process, and based on that thought process, you have this software requirement. You need to give me that. Okay, that is all I care about. You are a developer. Okay, suppose you are a project manager for this, and then I discuss that I need to create this web app. Now, see, today someone has given a presentation on like which Python framework to choose. Now, tell me, for this presentation, what do you think which framework I should go for? Django, Flask, Fast API, .NET, or anything, Java, anything.
I have not lived in such project.
See, as a project manager, that is your job to tell me, I will make this project in Django, I will make this project in .NET, I will make this project in Java. This is what I need. Okay. This is what your thought process should be. The way you have created is correct, I believe. Okay, I don't have much exposure on it, but I can say that this is correct. Okay, but from explanation point of view, it was lacking a little bit. But you will get to know as time goes on. Okay, so go through all the things that I have told you. And next time, if you are getting anything SRS type of you, then always and always when there is SRS, explain what the client requirement is. Based on client requirement, what was your thought process? Based on your thought process, what is in your document? Okay, go from that order. That would be really good. Okay.
Next time onwards, sir.
Yeah,
Thoroughly.
yeah. Other than that, it was good. Okay, it was good. So I will now move to next person. Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please start with the presentation.
Okay. Sir. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. My name is Pooja. I am from CMR College of Engineering and Technology of Computer Science. And coming to my topic is Caesar Cipher in Java. Coming to next slide, table of contents, sir. Introduction to Caesar. The Caesar cipher technique is one of the easiest and simplest method of encrypt technique. It is simply a type of substitution cipher. Each letter of given text is replaced by the letter with fixed number of position. And coming to work, how it works, like it will remove the space character from input. If the character is lowercase, it make is uppercase. Otherwise, keep the uppercase. Shift the current letter of message with the given position to right. For example, plain text is the simple message written by the user.
Okay, I believe there is some internet issue from our side. So now we will move to next person, that is Vivek Prajapati. Yeah,
Good
Vivek.
morning, sir.
Yeah, good evening. You can start.
Sorry. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Pooja will come to you after this. Please fix your internet.
Hello, sir. My name is Vivek Prajapati, and my report on which programming Python framework to choose for your better health. So in this report, I can show you in the introduction about some Python software that use Python language or currently or pastly. And we discuss about Django and its pros and cons, class it, and a fast API, and in the last conclusion. So first, I want to start it with Python programming language. So Python programming language is a vast various programming language that choose to very easy and good for beginners point of view, because it is so easy that if example, if you want to go with plus and minus or other oriented operators, you can easily just type a plus b is equal to this, a minus b is equal to that. So Python is a very easy programming language in starting for beginners. There choose. So it is best if you want to choose a programming language. You start to learn programming language. So there are some software that use Python programming language. Even YouTube, they start with it is start with PHP, but after 3 months, they shifted their project on the PHP to YouTube, just because that it is a easily available client and client, not client. Actually, it is easily available and easy for employees. If so, make sure if you are watching a YouTube video, you are executing a Python code. Next is Google. Google also use the Python programming language that uh, I think in starting of 2005 they shifted their programming language in other scenario also, but first they are starting with also with Python programming language. Instagram, another big software that use Python programming language. It has a 3 million users at one time. I think in now time it is updated even more than 3 million users. But Reddit, one another major application that use the Python programming language. Spotify, a music application that use programming language. Dropbox, if you want to cloud computation, they are also using Python programming language. For if you have any question, just ask any type of question. They are using they are built this application on the also Python, not only Python. They are using another Python programming language, but major part of on their work are using on Python programming language. So first we are starting with Django. So Django is provide lot of functionality. As the Django, if you are beginners, they are sometimes hard to learn because it has a large functionality, and sometimes large functionality are very hard to understand for beginners. But once you are a pro at your programming language, Django is a blessing for you because it has the robust admin interface. So I tell you robust admin interface. It is the interface that as an example, I can tell you if you they are executing coding at one by one language. So sorry, sir, I cannot properly tell you. Next is ORM. ORM means object relational mappers. So Django has a large supporting community and libraries and plugins because it's a very popular, and it is used for most of the very large applications like e-commerce website or any other software. Yeah, also check that YouTube and something application they are using major part of building on Django web framework. But uh, as it is a very large framework, but it is also slow just because it's robust admin interface. So robust admin interface, what can do? They executing every code of line at one by one. So that's why they are delay in their executing load. As an example, if you are looking for result of any as a guest, we are using for CBSE result or any other result. So sometimes we are showing that your server is down in result time because very major of users are reloading every time on working on that page. So that's our problem with Django because it's slow and sometimes it's hard to manage its traffic. But Django has also a actually that are all our cons offer. It has a also a one cons that you cannot shift it any of programming part to any other framework to Django because it has a battery included approaches that cannot change it easily. Next is a Flask. So Flask is a minimalistic application because it is lightweight and the framework is ideal for medium-sized project like building your own cell phone calculators. No, sorry, calculators or something or small like project or small website. It is sometimes complex for even website, but it's very good if you are beginner because these have a medium libraries, not have a libraries and plugins like Django, but it has a good okay like medium support of libraries. So there are some applications that use a Flask framework like Netflix, Reddit, Airbnb, Lyft, Mozilla, MIT, Vivek. The pros and cons for a Flask is a lightweight, flexible, as we are mentioned that above. It is a highly modular, allowing you to choose the only component you need. As not like Django. Django has not allowing uh, functionality that using what component you use. That a Flask is always allowed. It's easy to learn, easy for beginners to. Flask is fast, efficient, and ideal for high traffic sites. Not like a Django that are slow, but Django has always there or on benefits. Cons are it has a minimalistic project. You cannot build highly purpose project like Amazon built their applications or Instagram or any other YouTube because it has not that need of complexity in has a building. It has a smaller community. One major uh, advantage of Django or next I am choosing the fastest is that it has given they are beneficial than Flask because it has a community. If you have any other problem or have a confusion with code or a plugin needs plugin something, so Flask has a less community than Django or sometimes it is difficult for a person like me who not knowing properly coding. So that's like sometimes problematic if you are using Flask because it has a small community. Fast APIs, as its name suggests, it is a using for fast and efficient API application. Fast APIs and automatic documentation generation is using one OpenAI software that update your update and maintain your documentation. Fast API is easy to learn and use familiar with familiar syntax in the instructive design. It has a growing community, but it has a not I think in this time Django is good, but Fast API is good in the future. Once we get the communities and plugins, I think Fast API is hardly to beat if you want to a good software web application or design. It is relatively new framework which is not our main third-party packages. So, what is pros and cons for fast APIs? It is a fast, efficient, automatic documentation generation, easy to learn. Easy to learn than Django. I think not Flask. Fast API is a growing community. So if you are want to find the future for yourself, I think Fast API is good. Fast API is relatively so no packaging or integrated documentation are needed in given in Fast API. Fast API focus on only API development means that it may not suitable for web development project as a full stack developer. That Django is more efficient if you want to going to a full stack development. We are discussing comparison. So comparison of essay of use learning and terms. So Django is highly level. It is hard to learn once you are once you are get at a slow level on your programming. It is easier sometimes. Flask on the other hand is a micro framework. It is very simple to learn because it has have their minimalistic features and minimalistic uh, communities that given some advantage in learning basis. Fast API is modern and is in in all of the three, I think fast API is based for learning. If you are want to learn or using fast your API fast, scalability and performance. So Django in all three framework, Django is a major scalability and need given you a performance based application because it's ever not a single source application. They are it's using in many multiple source application use. In other hand, Flask is lightweight. It can be easily scaled, but it may not be best choice for the very large and complex. Fast API is known for its speed and performance, but it has also a backward less than scalability than Django, but it has a bigger scalability than fast API. Sorry, Flask. Security features. So all three have a come with its own security features. Django has a robust authentication system built in security features, HTTP, making good for security. If you are want to a good security based features, then Django is good. Fast API also built on its authentication and JWT authorization. Community support and availability. So we discussed earlier that Django has the largest community, and other hand, Flask has smaller community, but it has a more community than a fast API because fast API is a new framework. Database support and ORM. So Django has a built-in support database including SQL, MySQL, SQLite from ORM called Django ORM. Flask does not provide any built-in support, but it can be used with the database support by SQL ORM. Fast API provides support for. Sorry, I can't read it because it's sometimes problematic. So template engine and front-end integration. So the front-end integration, it is a major part if you want to build a web application because when you using a web building website or anything in the web application, so you not only work on a back-end side, but on you are also using a front-end side. So front-end integration is a good part if you want to build websites. So Django has a upper hand if you want to using web applications because it is have a easily integrated with any other like HTML, CSS website. Fast supports Jinja too, and Fast API does not provide any front-end integration, but is giving you a major template. If you are want to use a template, then the Fast API is okay with you. So in the conclusion, I want to tell if you want using a Django, if you are want to build a e-commerce or big website or robust full stack website, then Django is good for it. Flask is ideal for machine learning engineers or developers who want to quickly prototype a web application or build API easily and quickly. Even in the Fast API, it's perfectly if you are looking for a speed or scalability. It is so every framework is have their pros and cons, but you have to choose your framework very carefully as your applications. That's all for my side. Thank you so much.
Are you done? Hello, Vivek.
Yes, sir.
Are you done with the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so overall, I would say your presentation was good. Okay. You forgot some things during your explanation.
What?
I believe that was due to nervousness, but that
Yes,
is fine. Okay. You can always have some kind of notes on your screen. When you are on full screen presentation, we can't see your notes. That would be good. You can take it as a tip for next time when you are doing a presentation. You will not forget it because you will have some notes you could look at. Other
actually,
than that, see, your overall presentation was good. You did explain it. You had some explanation on what type of framework to use in what scenario, I would say, in last conclusion slide. Okay. And about the frameworks, that was also good. But can you go to your slide number 3, 2, 3?
yes, sir.
Go to the introduction slide.
Yes, sir. Sir, my slide is visible.
No, I can only see the conclusion.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
No, you can stop and share again.
Okay.
Yeah, go to, can you go down?
Now it is visible.
Yeah. So introduction, okay, go down. Third slide. Can you tell me what is a web framework?
The web framework, I think, my knowledge, if you want to build a website or actually, I think yeah, there are problem in this.
What you said
No,
was
sir.
correct. Okay, have some confidence in that. Okay, although like it was vague, but it was enough. It is to build a website. Okay, so when you are building a website, okay, from this point of view, what I would like to say is when you are choosing a framework, okay, so what I said, previously one of the intern given a presentation on SRS document, that is software requirement. That is, we looked at the client requirement and now we are thinking about what software we need to select, what are the things there will be. Okay, so on a smaller level, we don't really care that much. Okay, and on like on even during the development sometimes we overlook some things that are important and they really don't mean that much. That is, they are important, but even if they are not there, we don't really care. So let me tell you a scenario. Suppose you are creating a website for a doctor.
Yes.
Currently in your website you only have one thing, that is to search the what are the doctors in the organization are. So there is a list of doctor in their organization. They are just giving you a website where you just need to search for the doctors. It will give you a result. That is, if I search for suppose a cancer specialist, then it will give you all the list of doctors that are specialist for cancer. Okay, but again, now what I want is, for now there is only search function. But now after 3-4 months, they said, yeah, you created a really good website. People are coming to website. Now I want a book now function. So what does it mean?
So, sir, I think in the first attempt you say that it's a smaller based website. So they are using majorly a Flask because it's a minimalistic.
No,
and,
I'm not asking you about which framework
which
they are
framework?
using.
Okay.
I'm just asking you what you understood from this.
Then changeable of framework, sir.
No. The thing is, when you are building a website, when you are choosing a framework, there are some things that you should look at that are on higher level, such as, is
Okay.
my website scalable?
Yes, sir. Scalability.
Yeah, scalability. Is there scalability? So suppose when I said there is only search function, so now it is search function. But when I want a book now function, so is my framework capable enough to do that? You would say yes, yeah, I can do that. Okay, but again, is it maintainable? Can I maintain that website? That is, suppose I created it, then I have another function. But again, is it maintainable? So suppose if I say a website that is made in Django 3, and now current version is Django 4.
Yes.
In future, there will be Django 5. How maintainable that is? Do I need to change my website? Do I need special batch of developers just for this maintenance? Okay. How reliable is my website? In your presentation, you have covered that Django is like, it can't really handle that much power because you've given the CBSC board. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, that
Sir,
is
it's
like,
actually
reliability, fault tolerance. Okay.
Yes.
You also have to look at that. Okay, because you have added this point, that is why I'm telling you.
Okay.
Then like scalability, availability, reliability, and then stability. Is my website stable? Is my website maintainable? Main thing about maintainable and scalable are like, suppose I'm using a package. suppose developers have stopped posting update on a particular package that I'm using. Now my website, that particular function is not usable in Django 5 because that package is not updated. That means my website is not easily maintainable. I can't maintain it. Then what I liked about your presentation was you added a security thing. Okay, you had a proper security thing, but I believe the explanation was somewhat lacking, but it was okay. From an introduction point of view, it was really okay. Okay, that is why I'm telling you, because you had some of the really good points. So I'm telling you that when you are looking at a framework, like what framework we need to choose, there are some things in software engineering way that we have to follow. That is why website scalable, maintainable, available, reliable. Is it maintainability is there, security is there. Okay, you had some of the points covered, but from a broader perspective, it would be good if you covered that. But overall, I would say your presentation was good.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for your information.
but work on your presentation skill. Okay, work on your explanation part because you forgot some things.
Yes.
But that was simply because of nervousness. Okay, that is completely fine. But have some preparation before it, then you will be completely fine. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now I'll move to next person. That is Vijay Kumar.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Turn your camera, please.
So someone is sharing. So just
Yeah, they will stop. Turn your camera, please.
yeah, sir. Okay, sir. So just a minute, sir. So am I visible, sir? So please confirm.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir, for the.
Please continue.
Yeah, sir. Okay, just a minute, sir. Yeah, so am I visible, sir? Can I continue it?
Yeah, everything okay. You can continue.
Yes. So first of all, a very good evening, sir. So my name is Vijay Kumar from Madanapalli Institute of Science and Technology from Andhra Pradesh. So today I would like to give the presentation about the project that was allotted to me. So my project is Introduction to Server-Side Core Java Applications and their Architecture. So it is my project that was allotted, and the task that was allotted for me, building a simple Java web application. So this is my task that was allotted for me. So developing or building a simple Java web application. So this is task. So in next coming slides, I will discuss everything. So here, yeah. So this is the table of content. Yeah. So these are the topics we are going to discuss now in my presentation. So first one is the introduction to Java. Initially, I'll give a brief introduction to the Java. After that, we will discuss server side and what is meant by server, what are the server sides. So after that, I'll discuss client side and what is meant by servlet. And after that, Java applications. After that, Java application architecture and Java web applications. After that, I'll conclude by my presentation by showing my output. So now I'll discuss a little bit introduction to the Java. So Java is a popular programming language, as we already know that. So it was created in 1995. And it was owned by Oracle, and more than 3,000 billion, 3 billion devices are running the Java. And so why this Java is most and popular this much means because of it is a platform independent. So Java runs any platform. Suppose like think Windows, Mac, Linux, so Raspberry, etc. So these are the platforms. So this Java can run in every these platforms. So this is the because why the Java is more popular and why the Java is 3 billion devices are used. So this is the main reason. So it is one of the most popular programming language in the world. So we have many languages like a Python, C++. So everything are there. So one of the among these languages, so Java is one of the popular programming language to develop a web applications or anything. So it is a secure and a fast performance. Yeah, we can know that Java is a secure. So why? Because Java has a classes, and we have in Java it has a private, public, like this public. Modified accessors are there. So these we will discuss in the later. So okay, Java is used for the mobile applications. So mostly, so let me say one example that a Twitter or else Spotify. So these are written by the Java, and Java is also used for the desktop applications and web applications and a web server and web servers. So games. So okay, Java is used to develop games also. Mostly Java is used to develop games also. So database connection, yeah, Java is used to connect the database. That means, so whatever we have to store into the database and how to retrieve everything, we can use the Java. So okay, so these are the content what Java is used for. So mostly Java is used for web applications, desktop applications, and web applications, and web server and application servers also. So games, so database connections, and much more. Yeah, so for these everything, so Java is used. Okay, let me say what is meant by server. So why this server means, for our project, the server is the one of the important and one of the terminology that is used. So if you know the server, and we can easily understand what is my project, that is developing a simple Java, web application. So to know the web application as much more, so we should know the what is meant by server and what is meant by client and what is meant by server side, what are the servlets. So everything these should be no. So what is meant by server mean? Okay, server is a computer program or device that provides a service another computer program. Okay. So what it says means, if server is you can say that it is a software or a hardware, so that accepts and responds the request. Okay, I'll give an example. Let me say, suppose we are working, we are in the netflix.com. Okay, Netflix. So we are searching in the web browser, what we text. So we are searching in the Google that netflix.com. So whenever we netflix.com, we'll search in the Google. So it generates the request to the server. So from the server, it generates a request to the servlet. This servlet takes the information from the database, and like this. So this is the process. In the next time slides, we can see that how this architecture also will work. So what is meant by server? Just remember that server is a computer program or a devices. So that provides services to the another program. That means a client. So okay, clients also you can see in the next place. Okay. So yeah, in the next line we can see that the server is a server is a software or a hardware device that accepts and responds to the request made over the network. So whatever the request, whatever the we are searching in the Google through the network. So everything the server accepts and responds according to the request made by the client. So here, so the device that makes a request and receives a response from the server is called a client. Yeah, client itself, we can say that a client means whatever we made a request, whatever we respond, we will get a response from the server. So everything, that means we can say that we are the clients. That means who are searching or who are doing action in a Google, in a web browser. So those are called clients. Yeah, sure. So clients, we can discuss that the client is a person who makes an action or who makes a request for the browser. So those are the clients. So what is meant client side means? So yes, as similar it is the side. It is the side. Okay. So client side means action that takes place on users a computer. Yeah. Okay. So client side means whatever we are. Whatever. So let me say I am the. Let me say example that whatever I will make an action in my computer. So everything this comes under my client side. So okay, we'll discuss what is, and after that what happens. We after making the client request, what happens? Okay, we'll see in the next. So or in the second line, we can see that the device that makes a request and receives a response from the server, it is a client. Yeah, here we can easily understand that the device that makes the request and receives the response from the server. Suppose let me say my left hand, let me say this is my let me say this is the client, and let assume that my right hand, so in the middle it is the server. So whatever will forwarded, so everything will be the database or else servlet, whatever it may be. So everything is the okay. So whenever the client makes any request to the browser, so this browser what makes this browser takes makes the request to the server. So this server makes a request to the servlet, and this servlet takes the information from the database. So after that, taking the information, the servlet so responds to the server, and this server responds to the client. So this is the architecture. This is the flow. Information from the client side to the server side, and to the database also everything. So this is the remember that whatever the action performing on the computer on our computer's program, that is known as so clients. Okay, for example, as I have discussed in the previous itself, Netflix. So in Netflix is a globally say known brand. So hence a excellent example of how an excellent side mode, client side model works. So if a user types a netflix.com into the browser bar, suppose, okay, so whenever the user types a netflix.com into the browser bar, so what happens after that? So that they generate a request to the DNS servers. Okay, servers, everything we'll discuss what is like. So let think that so whenever the client types netflix.com in a browser, so they generates a request to the server. Okay, here the client, so here the server. Okay, here the let me here the what servlets. So whenever from the client side we can type here. So whenever we type the netflix.com so into the browser, so it generates the request to the server service. It requests the server. So okay, for the netflix.com IP address. So this is what is a main example mean. So whenever we type a netflix.com in a web browser, I mean in a browser bar, so they generate a request to the server. So the server and make a request for the IP address for the netflix.com. So after that, it receives the response from the netflix.com. So from the server, it responds to the client according to the whatever the client makes a request. So this is the client side. So basically, so we are whatever we are performing an action in our computer, that is known as a client side. So just remember this is simple things. Okay. Okay. First of all, what is meant by servlet? Okay. Servlet means, yeah, here you can say that servlets are the Java programs. Okay, servlets means in the previous slides I discussed that. So the server makes a response to the server and server takes the information. So now what is meant by servlet means? So servlets are the Java program that can run dynamically from the web browser. Yeah, so web server. So whenever the client makes a request to the server, the server so makes a request to the servlet. So this servlet runs. So you hear what? So just imagine. Okay. So when the server, when the server makes a request to the servlet, this servlet runs automatically. I mean dynamically while running. So this is the okay. Just simple word that. So these are the Java programs. So that can run dynamically from the web server. So web server, whenever we whenever we make the request to the web server, this web server makes the request to the servlet. At that time, the servlet works dynamically. So servlets are server-side technology. Okay, we'll see in the server. Okay, in the third line we can see that the servlet is an intermediate layer between the HTTP request of a client and the data stored on the web server. Okay, we can so in the previous instead of assuming the server, so what the servlet is the intermediate layer between the client and the data stored on the web server. Data stored. So this is the servlet. Yeah. So here you can see the flow of a servlet. I mean how it's working. So whenever we type anything in a web browser, it makes a request to the web server, and this web server makes a request to the servlet, and the servlet gains the information and takes the information from the database. So this database, this servlet makes the response to the web server, and this web server and makes a response to the browser, and we will so we are the clients now, so we will be in the web browser. So whatever we want, we can take the information from the web browser. So this is the architecture. This is the flow of the request made by the web browser and the response made by the servlet. So everything this is the you can see here web browser, after the making the request, it goes to the web server. After the web server, it goes to the makes a request to the servlet. So the servlet runs and gains the information and takes the information, and it makes a response to the web browser. So from the web browser, we can receive the information, and it makes a response to the web browser. So web browser, from the web browser, that means we clients, we can take the information whatever we want according to the what we have typed or what we have made the request. So here what it is. So here you can easily find out what is in the select. Okay. So here, see, now I'm going to see discuss about the Java applications. Okay, what is meant by Java application? Let me discuss about what are the applications. So nowadays technology is constantly going through evaluation, and many languages are came to develop the applications. As we know that nowadays technology is increasing and evaluation is a more and more. So more languages are came to develop the applications. So applications, Java is one of the popular programming language having a number of applications. So Java is one of the language that develops an applications also. So Java can use it to develop these applications like mobile applications, desktop applications, so web-based applications, enterprise applications, scientific applications, and the gaming applications. So everything we will see. I mean, in the brief, okay, we can say that the mobile applications means okay, Twitter. Let me say an example. So for the mobile applications, Twitter. So Twitter is written by the Java, and the desktop application. I mean, desktop view application. Let me say that. Okay, let's calculator, a simple thing as a calculator, other word. So everything these are the written by the Java, and the web-based applications. So web-based application, whatever we create, everything is a web-based applications. So to connect the dynamic, I mean to create the dynamic applications, and then enterprise applications. So enterprise applications means like let's assume, let's take an example that okay, bank applications are creating any bank applications. So bank classes. Okay, these so like these applications, I mean comes under the enterprise applications. These enterprise applications are developed by the Java, I mean Java programming language, and scientific applications, and the gaming applications also. So the Java is used to develop. So gaming applications, there are many games that are developed by the Java, the gaming applications. Yeah, here you can see the a small pic that is applications of Java. So as already we discussed that, I mean, so Java applications are the desktop applications. So by using Java, desktop applications can be developed, and then enterprise applications also. So I have discussed that enterprise means banking applications, and then scientific applications, web-based applications, cloud-based applications also are going to be developed by using the Java, and a gaming application. Mostly for the gaming applications, Java is useful, I think. Yeah, here. So now Java web applications. Okay, in the previous slides I discussed the web applications. Now Java web application. That means what the useful for the, I mean what the main purpose of the Java in a web application means, it creates a dynamic, I mean it creates a dynamic website, I mean it creates a dynamic applications. Yeah, here you can, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I know here you can see that Java web, I mean web application are the integral part of any programming language. So web application, Java web applications is used to create a dynamic website. So Java provides support for the application through a servlet. Okay. Here, see what now. So let me say first of all, what is meant by applications? I mean, what is meant by web application? So web application means, so whatever the applications we are, I mean, we are seeing in the browser. So those are the applications, web applications. So this application, for this application, Java helps to develop a dynamic, I mean dynamic website. Okay. So now in the next slide inside we can see that what are the web applications, so Java web application technologies. Yeah. Now I'm saying that Java is used to develop applications. So how this Java is used to develop those applications? So there are some technologies. Okay, there are some technologies. Okay, we will discuss in the next forward coming slides. What are the technologies that are used to develop? So and to my task, what the technology I use, everything I will show you. After that, so in the initially we will discuss what are the web applications. Here you can see that the web application. So web applications are the distributed application by nature, and that means whatever we'll see the web browser. So those are the web applications. These web applications are communicate using the networks or server. So these web applications runs or communicate using the networks and server. So applications whatever will find are the whatever the applications are distributed in the web browser. So those all everything are the web applications. These web applications are communicate using the networks or server. So via the network, through the network and the server, so these web applications are communicating with each other. However, the web applications are accessed using a web browser, so they are very popular for the case of using a browser as a user client. In the previous, we can discuss that web applications are accessed using the web browser. Okay, sorry. we have escape or something. Just a minute. Yeah, here we can, we have discussed this web applications now. So Java web application technologies. Okay, guys. So I'm saying from the beginning itself, Java is used to develop the web application. Web applications means okay. So the main thing now. So Java has some technologies to develop a web applications. So there are some technologies. Okay, we will discuss in that. So what is meant by web application? So here the web application technologies helps to clients to interact with the server and access information. Yeah. So what the technologies makes now? So this technologies helps the clients to interact with the server and access the information. So in the previous I discussed that. So this technologies. So here is the client. So let me assume. Let me think that here is the client. So this technologies makes the client to interact with the server. To interact with the server, here is the server. So this tech, let me think that here is the technologies. So these technologies makes the client to interact with the server and access the information wherever it is presented. So main what the technologies helps Java, I mean web application technologies makes. So it helps the client to interact with the server and access the information. Okay, Java is a perfect for the developing a large applications because its ability to communicate with a large number of systems. Yes, Java is the perfect for the developing a large application. Why? Because it has the ability to communicate with the large number of systems. So we can say that. So servers like peer web server and database connectivity and the backend servers can also be accessed via Java web development. So the services like peer web services and the database community and backend services. So all these are accessed through the Java web development. So there are many platforms in Java for developing web development. So which are used to create a Java web application. Okay, here we can see that some technologies that Java is going to be develop the web applications. So let me also first okay. So these four, Servlet API and Java Server Pages, JDBC API, and Java Server Page technologies. So these are the some technologies that makes more efficient or more help you to develop the web applications. Web application. So let me we will discuss one by one as a brief introduction. I will discuss briefly. A little bit about these technologies. So the first of all is a Servlet API. So this Servlet API, what makes now it increases the capability of server that are used the host application. What does Servlet API makes more means it increases the ability. It increases the capability of servers that are used. Server, it increases the capability of the server. So that this technology increases the capability. So just remember that. So what is Servlet API? Means so the Servlet increases the capability of servers that are used in the host application. That means whatever host application is. So this is our computer is a host. This is a let me in the simple words. So our computer is a host. Host application. And that Java Server Pages. Okay, so this is one of the technologies that are used to develop or to create a web content rapidly. So to develop a web content or to create a web content rapidly, so Java Server Pages are useful. And then this technology is JDBC API. This is one of the technologies to connect the JDBC. Database. To connect the database to the applications. So the main technologies that are used to connect the applications and the JDBC. Database. So there is one technology that is JDBC, that is Java Database Connection Application. Programming interface. So this is the technologies. One of the technologies that is used to connect the database from the to the applications and the database. And then here Java Server Page technologies. That means so this technologies is used to develop your framework. Web-based interfaces. So this Java Server Page technology is used to develop a web-based interface. So these are the some technologies that are used to develop web applications. So now here we can see that what is the servlet and what is the server I'm using these. So here I will discuss everything. So here you can see that. So building a simple Java application. This is the task that was allotted for me. So in this my project, I have developed a simple Java web applications by using some servers. Okay, some server means only one server, that is a Tomcat. I'll see. I will show you. So simple. Building a simple Java web application. It means that developing a simple web application. So this is my task only. For that, will discuss XML file, are followed by .java files. We'll discuss these in the next coming slides. Here I have mentioned. So now in these slides you can see that XML files, so which helps the mapping the it helps the map the or mapping the between URL parts and the servlet, so that handles the request with the parts. That means, so this file, this file helps in mapping the URL. URL means whatever we'll do in the, we'll see, that is in the Google, we can see in the Google HTTP. So that is a URL. So whatever, this XML used to in the previous slides we have discussed what is in the servlets. So to map the URL paths and the servlets, this XML is used. So in the project, I'll show you how this mapping how this mapping XML helps in mapping the URL parts and the servlet. We'll see. So here you can see that XML file. So simple. So this is a screenshot that was taken by me in the Eclipse environment. Okay. Yeah, here you can see the .java file. So this is the used, mostly in Java. So it is a primary use for developing a web application. So for developing a web application, this the .java files are used. So here, this is the one more, .java file screenshot that was took by me. So by using, in the Eclipse. So here you can see that. And then, yeah, so this is the result. Whatever I created in this, so from the using XML files and this and using the Java files, the .java file. So I have created, I developed a simple web application. So here you can see that, hi Vijay. So welcome to simple Java web application. So this is the, so this is the screenshot that was made, done by me. So after getting the results, I will show you in the live demonstration in the after this. Okay, hi Vijay, welcome to simple Java web application. This is the content that I was kept in my applications. So how to connect the, so here here the local host 802 demo welcome. So this is the URL. So this XML file helps the mapping this URL to the server. So we'll see in the next slide. So how this helps. So it has a very interesting while developing. So I was very excited while developing the web applications. Okay, first of all, I'll show you live demo session that is developing a web application. Okay, so can I show you, sir?
Yeah, please.
Okay, sir. So I have already opened the Java Eclipse. Yeah. Yeah, here. Okay, sorry. Oh no, the network is something slow. So okay, so it is so greet user.java. So greet user.java. This is the Java file. So whatever the content we have written, have kept in my application here. See here. Hi Vijay Kumar. So welcome to simple Java application. So this is the content that I was kept in that. Then after that, this is the XML file. XML file. So this XML files makes na. So how so this connect the so this map the URL to the servlet. Okay, let me run this. So now, okay, I used one server in the previous. I said that I used one server. So that server is, yeah, here you can see that the Tomcat 9 version 9 server. So Tomcat, Apache Tomcat is the server that is used to develop, run the web applications. So now let me run this my project. So demo. So let me, okay, run as, so run as a server, run on server. So I'm running server. So let me select the one server that is so version 9, Tomcat version 9. Okay, select my project. Okay, finish. Okay, so just a second. So it's running. Yeah, it's run successfully. So here, so status not found me. So here we'll I have given the file, file name, that is application. Welcome. This is the name that was I given. Yeah, here you can see that hi Vijay, welcome to Java simple, simple Java application. So this is the web application, simple Java web application. My task is also developing a simple web application. So this is the simple web applications that was developed by me. So by using the server Tomcat, this is the applications. So now, okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So now conclusion. So I'm concluding my project that how now. So Java is a one. We know that Java is an object-oriented programming. Why the object-oriented programming language? We can create the classes and we can protect the information inside the classes. So this is the very most useful for the developers that Java object-oriented programming is. So it is generally purpose programming language, so mainly designed to run the developed Java code on all the platforms that support the Java without recompilation. That means, so Java, you can write the Java code in once and you can run in any platforms. So that is, so by using Java, these Java technologies here, the Java technologies provides a simplified and a fast way to create a dynamic website. Okay, so thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Okay, so do you have any doubts or questions? Please ask me. I can explain and I will clarify. That's it.
So I would like to ask a question. So in recent times, we are not using servlet as a raw ingredient.
Okay.
We are mostly using main frameworks. So can you tell me about why?
Yes, sir. So because so servlet so nowadays that Springs, Spring Boots. So these technologies are using. Why? Because it has many interfaces, everything. It helps the developers to develop web applications easily. So what this makes this, the servlet makes this servlet. First of all, we have to create the classes and we have to again we have to create the HTML pages in the servlet. So while in the Springs now automatically it has the inbuilt it has the classes. So now this is the difference. So I know only a little bit.
Okay. Okay, good. But my main question was why we are not using servlet as a raw, but we are using frameworks. So that was like, I was not asking that. What I was like, that most of the frameworks that we are currently using are built on top of the servlet. So we are using them, they are still there, but we are not using them raw, like, directly, but we are preferring some kind of frameworks. Okay, so that was my question, but that is fine. Okay. Okay, because we are like, currently when we are creating a website, we are mostly creating based on current technological trends. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that your presentation should have some exposure on that. Okay. Like, one slide, just a simple one slide to give us some exposure on the web frameworks also.
Okay, so
Just for like, knowledge purposes.
yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sure,
Like before conclusion, like what are, the other things you can consider with that.
yeah, sure.
But based on your task, it was only a simple web application. So that was relevant. Okay, what you have shown, that is completely fine. But for the, like information purposes, I was saying. But other than that, it was fine. As I said, you have given a presentation before. It was, you really do give a really good presentations. Okay, so your presentation skills are good. Explanation is good. The way you explained it, you don't stick to the PPT, but you take something out of the PPT and then you explain it. So that is a good thing. Okay, overall, your presentation was good, I would say. Okay.
Thank you for the feedback, sir.
And from last time, you have also improved your design, I would say. So
Yes,
that
sir.
was good. Also, you have highlighted some words in your sentences. That was good. That was make it easy to read. Readability was good. So that was good. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah. Thank you for your presentation.
So thank you, sir, for the feedback, sir.
Yeah. So
Sir,
yeah.
am I, sir, is it, it is necessary to, sorry. So am I want to share my mail in the chat box? Or is no, sir?
Your mail.
Yes, sir. I mean that completion for the completion.
No, you don't have to share the mail.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So it is already 9 p.m. everyone. So I believe some people are still raising their hand. So we will have your presentation tomorrow. You can join first, raise your hand. We will have your presentation. Okay. If like we couldn't have your presentation because of time problem, that is completely fine. You will not give any negative evaluation, but from next time onward, try to join earlier. Okay, because suppose your date is already done, then try to join earlier. Okay, other than that, that is completely fine. We will have your presentation tomorrow. I will note down your name. So I'm noting down name of Pooja, Altamash Khan, and Bharti Khatre. You three, we will have your presentation tomorrow. You need to join first. Okay, other people, I believe if you have any general queries, because of time, I wouldn't be able to take them. But if you are having some general queries based on like you are not getting emails or something, then please put them in the chat box. If you have any general queries, please raise your hand. Other than that, like if you have any technical queries or based on you are not getting email, then please put it in the chat box. For the task and technical queries, put them in the Trello. I believe we no, you can't change your name in Trello. We have noted down your name. We, for the record purposes, need that name only. Okay. So remember it, note it down in somewhere on a piece of paper so that you, even if you forget, you have some backup. Is there any other? Okay, you must have used that for the registration, right? So we can't change it. Whenever you are tagged, you will get a blue color indication so that you will know it is yours. Okay. It is okay if it is your father's name. That is only a a Trello head for we don't really use it for the naming purposes. We directly use our name. That is why we say that rename yourself properly in your Zoom account so that we know your name. Is there any other general queries? Other than that, we can conclude this meeting. We will have your presentation tomorrow. People who couldn't give you a presentation. So I believe that is all for today. We will continue the presentation tomorrow. Thank you for your presentations.